Oh my God.
I'm sorry, boys. I had to do it. Guys, welcome back to Since '04 Sports, episode 4, I believe. And wow, what a day has it been for the New York Mets. And it's been an absolute disaster that quite potentially could set you back for a decade. I don't know. We'll see. But we're here to talk about it and get the Mets fans' reactions and from a Yankees fan perspective as well. So this is Vinny once again joining us, Joe for the first time, and of course Brandon as well. So,
Yep. Joe and Vin. It's an
whew,
honor having you guys
what a
on.
day!
Vin obviously has already been on. Joe, it's a pleasure to have you on for the first time. But I mean, right off the bat, I would love to get your thoughts on what is going on right now because, in my opinion, this is probably the worst week I've ever seen from like at least a fan base's perspective from the outside looking in. I mean, like I'm a Jet fan, so I've seen some horrific things. This is up there. This is some of the worst management of a team I think I've ever seen. A team that, in my opinion, is not far away from being at the top of baseball. I mean, obviously you have
Word.
incredible talent everywhere, you know, and you make a couple moves and you're right there. You're right there with the Dodgers. You were right there with them 2 years ago, but all of a sudden now, I mean, this is just it's like you guys just hit the red button and blew everything up, it feels like. So I want to get your takes on first Edwin Diaz leaving. We already talked about Nimmo being traded. That was already kind of a shocker and out of nowhere move. But first on the Edwin Diaz to the Dodgers, and then I guess just kind of carry on to the
Pick
Pete
two.
Alonso to the Orioles. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about both. But I want to hear, Vin, I guess you can go first. What is your first take on Edwin Diaz going to the Dodgers?
All right, so for Diaz, I wasn't as mad as well. We'll talk about Alonso, but the thing with Diaz was the report came out. They gave him 3 for 66 with wiggle room, which was noted in the report. So from where I stand on that is if Diaz was most likely going to get just as much as the Dodgers gave him 69 or more than 69. So from where I look at it is Diaz didn't want to be here. Diaz didn't call us back or whatever happened. Obviously, he wanted to, go out to LA, he wanted to leave. But the problem with that is that Cohen and Stearns are just okay with letting the best closer in the sport walk to our biggest blocker to make the World Series. Like, we will never get out of the
Mm.
National League because of the Dodgers, and you let the best closer in baseball go to the Dodgers, that's the only reason I'm so mad at it. I mean, besides that, take out the Dodgers, put Edwin Diaz is leaving us in a vacuum. I mean, I'm not. I mean, it bothers me, but it's more of like he decided to leave. It was on him. Like it wasn't like a money issue. We would have gave him more money than the Dodgers if he called us back. Obviously, he didn't. That was the issue there. So, I mean, if he wants to walk, let him walk. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that one.
So the whole Diaz thing, like obviously he left. He didn't want to be a Met. There was a whole bunch of things that led to it. Like they didn't call him back or like tell him they were signing Devin Williams, which to me,
I saw that. Yeah.
it might not be true, but hearing that, I'm like, okay, how do you not tell the guy you want to close out games in the ninth inning that you're going to sign another reliever who might potentially pitch in those spots sometimes? Like that doesn't make sense. And then Hefner leaving was a whole nother thing. He didn't like that. I saw something like about that. But there's a few names I want to touch on that are in the Mets bullpen now. This is the Mets bullpen as we stand. Devin Williams,
Oh man,
Devin
let's hear
Williams,
this.
Huascar Brazoban,
Oh my God.
Cooper Criswell,
Oh,
He's a real person. Yeah. Let's keep it going.
Reed Garrett,
He's dead, by the way. His arm is he's gonna pitch
Hang.
lefty this year. His right arm is destroyed. But keep it
oh
going.
my
Yeah.
God, Joey Gerber,
He's a real person.
what?
Justin Hangeman,
Oh,
I'm waiting to hear the GOAT's name. Say his
Dick
name.
Lovelady,
Dickie
legend.
Loveland.
Legend.
and you have AJ Minter, Daniel Nunez, Brooks Raley, Dylan Ross, who hasn't pitched a game in the majors yet,
Joe, they
and
might call you
Austin
up.
Warren.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, they might need a lefty. They might need
Well,
a lefty.
I
Oh
will
my
say
God,
that
I'll get into this later.
I do like Rayleigh and I do like Minter as the two lefties. I like both of them.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah,
coming off a
Minter would be
major
good
knee
to have.
injury.
I
I
mean,
know, but you
I
gotta.
know Minter's off the injury, but I still like Minter. He pitched well when he
Yeah,
pitched last season.
exactly. He pitched for a little bit, but I feel like that's the least of your worries. Minter and Rayleigh. I
And
mean, everything else. The fact that in the ninth inning you're gonna have a guy by the nickname of Doomsday Devin Williams. Doomsday Devin Williams, one of the worst ninth inning pitchers I've ever seen in my life. Not in his whole career, just last year. But guess what? I think that was because he was pitching in New York, right? So do you think that's going to change now that he's just on the other side of town? Like, why? I
I
don't
think a little bit.
understand.
I think it will help a little bit. I mean,
But now that you don't have Diaz, the pressure that is on Devin Williams to succeed
it's
is
yeah, it's insane.
insane.
It is. But I mean, let's not forget that he's 2 years removed from being the best reliever in the sport. And at the end of last year, I don't know, I'm not sure exactly the playoffs, but I remember the end of the regular season last year. He was great. No,
He was very good. No,
yeah,
100%. But you got to also look at the entire year. He was good because he wasn't pitching in the ninth inning anymore. We got David
true.
Bednar, who was able to pitch in the ninth inning for us because Devin Williams, anytime he was in a high leverage situation, he would faint. He would crumble up into a ball and just, it was disgusting how bad he was in the ninth inning. Eighth inning, though, when there's no pressure on him just to get the ball to the ninth, he was amazing. But
The
now he's in a
Yankees,
situation where what is going? You have full faith he's going to
Well,
be the
we
closer.
don't know. We
I
that's not.
know it's
It's
still
not.
early.
It could be. Robert Suarez. I saw they're heavy on him. They're pushing for him. So that I would assume he'd be the ninth, and then Williams would go to the eighth. But
nah,
I'm not
I
100%
think
sure. I mean,
Williams
it
is the
depends if
closer
it
now.
happens, obviously.
They're paying
Again,
him
that's the problem.
51 million.
Yeah, I mean, I think this would make a lot of sense. I'm sorry for cutting you off, Joe. I think this would make a lot of sense. I saw Trevor McGill, the closer on the Brewers. I
Good.
feel like that's a perfect alternative because obviously his brother's already part of the Mets organization. I think he's
Mhm.
hurt.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, Trevor McGill, he's been a very reliable closer over the last few years. He throws 100 miles per hour. I don't know how much it's going to cost. I don't think it would cost, top prospects. It'll definitely cost something. But I think making that trade and making that guy your ninth inning guy, especially with the ties between Stearns and the Brewers, I mean, that's obviously what he's trying to build at this point. He's trying
Oh,
to he's trying
yeah,
to
it's the Brewer
trying to
net.
build the Milwaukee Mets. I mean, this
Yeah.
is
No,
a
no,
joke.
it's the combination of the Milwaukee Mets and Moneyball Stearns.
Moneyball A's. Yeah. No,
It's ridiculous. We have the richest owner in sports, and we play Moneyball. He watches the movie and he gets on the franchise and ruins it.
yep.
It's a joke.
Yeah, but Brandon, to go back to what I was saying, they signed Devin Williams for 3 years, $51 million. He's making 15 less dollars than Edwin Diaz. And Edwin Diaz won the reliever of the year award.
Yeah.
And Devin Williams was barely even an eighth inning guy. But
Barely.
granted, the Yankees had the luxury where they had so many ninth inning guys, they can deal with that.
Yeah. No, we made all the moves in order to kind of build around the fact that Devin Williams was so bad. If Devin Williams was good, we don't make half those moves. We keep some of those prospects, maybe use them for other parts of the roster. Instead, Devin Williams was Saddam Hussein bad of a person in that ninth inning spot, and we had to just build around that and just have him kind of figure out his own way in that rotation, and that kind of messed up every plan, But I just I kind of see the vision. I kind of see like, all right, 2024, right? The Mets made the NLCS, right? They went to game six with the Dodgers, but we all kind of knew it was kind of a little bit of a fluke. The
Mhm.
pitching on the Mets that year wasn't great, if we're being real. The starting staff it had its issues, the bullpen had its issues,
Well, that
and
was
that
the reason
needed
why we lost. It blew up. Yeah.
exactly. They got smoked out. Every game that they lost was the Dodgers scored more than 8 runs. So everyone knew that going into that offseason last year, the major thing that needed to be fixed for the Mets was pitching. And Stearns made some of the worst moves of all time, bringing in Frankie Montas, re-signing Manaea, who at the time it made sense, but he was horrible this year. Horrible. He was horrible. And then the deadline moves that he made were, I mean, he might have had the worst deadline the GM's ever
Mhm.
had in the history of baseball. Ryan Helsley, I mean, come on.
I,
I know what you're gonna say about him.
you can't
But
predict that, but yeah, it turned
I
out to
get
be
that.
one of the worst deadlines ever. Yes, it turned out to be, but in the
Yes,
moment, you can't. I wouldn't blame him for that. I mean, Halsey was
yes.
amazing.
This
I think,
deadline remind me of when they traded for Darren Ruff and Daniel Vogelback.
yeah.
It
But
was
this
that
one they
bad.
actually tried. This one they actually tried. You thought on paper they got the right guys, and they were horrific. And I don't know if that's on Stearns or just those guys weren't able to play in New York. I don't know what that was, but I think him making up for the fact that he messed up last year and at the trade deadline by making those horrible moves that didn't work out and kind of screwed you guys over throughout the entire 2025 season was him pretty much making the excuse that these guys, Brandon Nimmo, Edwin Diaz, and Pete Alonso, were the reasons that you guys weren't good and that he needed to cut bait and he's going to do it his way now. He's going to get rid of the guys that have gotten you to the 2024 NLCS, gotten you to the playoffs in 2022. Edwin Diaz has been the best closer in Met history. Brandon Nimmo has been one of the greatest human beings. And I know he's not the greatest player, but he is still he will be remembered as a legendary Met. Pete Alonso would have went down as the best, if not the best Met of all time, and you let him go and you didn't even offer him because you want to make a point that I didn't mess up, but you let Mr. Met. That's literally like Aaron Judge going to the Nationals today, like because you guys just didn't want to offer him. He was just like, I'm good. I like what? What are we doing? How do you let this happen? I mean, I'm a Yankee fan. This is a homegrown legend. He was going to be a Hall of Fame Met, number retired, and you let him go for nothing. Nothing. You don't even care. It feels like. Like, what are we doing?
It's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. I mean, I was fully convinced he was going to come back. I thought we had. I said on the last podcast, I was like, he's a non-negotiable. It's a guarantee. They have to get Alonso back now, and they didn't. They let Nimmo and Alonso walk in the same offseason, which is or not walk. And they traded Nimmo, let Alonso walk. It's disgusting. But I mean, with that, I was gonna say like if you take the sentiment out of it, I don't think it's the worst business move that you could have made there, honestly. Like I love Alonso. He's one of my favorite players, obviously. He's the most legendary man on the team. But if you look at it purely business side, you take away all the money you take away all the value he holds to the organization. 5 years for him is a death sentence waiting to happen. The last 2 years of that contract are miserable. He won't be able to play the field the next 2 years. And this year that he was on his walk year. He had the best year of his career besides the 53 home run year 7 years ago at this point. I mean, 2 years ago, I saw something today. He was compared to some average role player. He was a 120 OPS plus guy. I'm not mad from a business side of it. I think it depends what you do now. I mean, as a Met fan, I'm disgusted. It's horrible. It's a terrible loss, but I think there is a pivot, and I've been seeing on Twitter that they're not looking the way I would look at it. And if that doesn't happen, I'm gonna be very angry. It would be a complete failure, but I really don't know what you do from here.
I gotta bring this up really quick if you guys don't mind as a Yankees fan. But with everything happening, Pete Alonso going, Diaz, Nimmo before, what is going through Soto's head? Because he came into this franchise, he made that tough decision that he saw a brighter future and a better future going to the Mets, right? I mean, this has to rattle. I mean, he might opt out at what, 4 years he has left?
Yeah.
Yeah, four.
He might opt out if there's no changes being made. I mean, I, I have no idea what's going through this guy's head.
Well, the thing
He's
with the contract was it's the next four in the next 4 after 4 years he can opt, but the Mets can nullify the opt if they pay him an extra 5 million a year till the contract expires, in which would be 10 years from that point. So I mean, you're paying him at that point $60 million a year for the next 10 years after those four are up or whatever it is. But I can't imagine he's happy right now. I mean,
jeez, man.
well, there's also a side of me that was saying that I believe that what Stearns wanted to do last offseason was not to sign Soto because he's more of a guy that goes and gets pieces and he'll get
Yeah.
his small pieces, he'll get his other guys. I think Cohen wanted to make the move to cut the blank check to Soto and get him. Now Stearns is telling Cohen, I'm in the driver's seat this offseason. I'm going to do it my way. You're not just going to cut checks to these people that I don't want. Like I'm the general manager of this team. These are the guys that I want, and I want you to listen to me. So I think that's what's going on right now. Stearns doesn't think sentimental at all. He doesn't care about Alonso to the Mets, which I disagree with. I mean, I think you should honor your fans, but he's more of the business side of it. He looks at the stats. He's the stat guru. All of this other whatever he did in Milwaukee, whatever. I
Run
don't get it.
prevention,
Yeah, it's
the
it's
big one.
exactly the Simeon thing with run prevention. I mean, it's a joke. And then he goes on. I see him on these interviews now, and he goes on and he's smiling ear to ear. He's like in every single interview, he's smiling ear to ear, and he's like, "I think we're gonna have a great off season. I think the team we're gonna put on the field in spring training is gonna be amazing." And then Diaz and Alonso walked a day after. This was 2 days ago. He said this.
Yeah.
And then 2 days ago, he goes, they asked him about Alonso and what the deal with the Alonso situation was. He goes, we haven't met with Pete at all, but we know him around the clubhouse, around whatever. We have good relations with him. We feel very confident that Pete's
Yeah.
going to make the
Yeah.
right choice. And then this happens. First of all, I know he's a Met for his life, but how do you not meet with the guy? How do you not meet with him? He's
It's so
flirting with the
disrespectful.
Orioles and the Red Sox in Tampa, and you don't even think to talk to him? Are you serious? Like it's a joke. It's a joke.
Can't make it up.
No, the worst thing about Pete leaving is the backup plan. Did you see what it was, Vin?
No, I didn't.
It was
Oh, this is bad. Yeah.
Jeff McNeil at first and signed Paul
Oh
Goldschmidt.
yeah,
Are
I
we
saw it.
serious?
Yeah, embarrassing.
Like, are we
You gotta
joking?
laugh.
Embarrassing.
I'm gonna throw up in my mouth just hearing that name. Like Paul Goldschmidt was not that bad of a Yankee, but
No.
I think he's about to be 38, right? And he like if that's your alternative for Pete
It's a
Alonso,
joke. So like Je Paul Goldschmidt, like that's your like you gotta go out like to gotta get Bellinger. I think you have to at this point. I mean, your team, no matter who you get now, unless you sign and make like crazy trades, like say you go Freddie Peralta and Trevor McGill, and you
yeah.
sign like two bats and a starter, you're not going to be better than you were last year, and you're going to make the playoffs. But they're not. That's like Stearns is not trying
I
to
disagree.
improve
I
the
think you
roster.
that was to have my plan right now. What I want them to do, but they won't because I've already seen that they're not even talking to Bellinger. They're not talking to
I
Tucker, and
saw
that's
that.
what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
You gotta if you're gonna clear all this payroll that you've been trying to do, obviously in the quiet of it, you're not mentioning Alonso, you're not mentioning Diaz, whatever. You're clearing payroll quietly. You gotta use that extra money that you freed up to go sign the big splash free agents. You lost the biggest bat in your lineup besides Soto. And now you have a guy like Tucker who would elevate that offense to a whole. You have Soto, Lindor, and Tucker if you were to sign Tucker. That's a huge. That's I would prefer that over Alonso to be honest with you. So if you get a guy like Bellinger, who I was thinking before, if you look at the metrics and once again take out sentimentals, he's gonna win. His WAR, just his WAR will win you, just as much, if not more games than Alonso will get you. His value is very similar to Alonso. Alonso's terrible on defense, and Bellinger provides that great glove. I understand first base is not a very defensive heavy position, but he gives you a way better glove. The bat's worse, but his bat was great last year. I mean, I'm sure some of that has to
Yeah.
do with the short porch, but. I mean, I've always been a fan of Bellinger. The glove is great. Defense was miserable for us last year, so it would make a lot of sense for it to be someone like Bellinger. And from what I'm seeing, they're not tied to Bellinger at all. They're not tied to Tucker, who would be that bat that you need in that offense now that you lost Alonso. So those would be two of those guys like that you would need. I like Peralta a lot. I mean, I saw some things about Skewball. Don't think it's going to happen.
That's not gonna happen now. No way.
Yeah,
Not now.
I doubt it's going to happen. And you have to give up McLean too, which don't think I'm willing to do at this point. But
They're
I
not a Scooble away. That's the thing. Like they have
no,
so
we're
many more
not.
issues
No, we're
now.
not.
Like that would not even help you guys. Like obviously Scooble's the best pitcher in the sport. It's not even debatable, I feel like. But you're gonna have to blow up the entire farm along with one of the major leaguers you have and probably either Vientos and Beatty, either one of them, just to get a starting pitcher. Obviously you'd re-sign him, but like you are more than a starting pitcher away now.
Yeah.
Your offense is pathetic right now.
Yeah, it's
I
bad.
mean, the backup, the four hitter right now of the Mets is Mark Vientos. That's the backup after Soto.
Mhm.
Soto is, I mean, if you're a pitcher, right, and you're facing Juan Soto this year, he's never going to get pitched to.
Just walk him
Four,
every time. Walk him
four,
every
go.
time.
I'm not pacing you. Pete Alonso at least is a threat behind him. You know, Pete Alonso is an automatic, pretty much 40 home run guy in his career. You know, so like it's not like last year at least. Obviously, the Mets didn't perform at the level that we all expected, but I feel like their offense wasn't the issue. It was
No,
still
it
the
wasn't.
pitching. The offense would have
Never
its
the
moments when it wasn't great, but there was the month where they had the worst month. I'm pretty sure in Met history, or like during the collapse. It was either July or August. The offense, it was the best month the offense has ever had for the Mets.
It
It
was.
was the
It
pitching
was.
that was a
That
disgrace
was the
because
month where
no,
not one starting pitcher went 4 innings in that month. Not
that's
one.
what it was.
Four
Yeah.
innings, yeah.
Think
Yeah.
about that.
If there was one, it was David Peterson, and
David
that was it.
Peterson went six against the Phillies one time.
One
Other than
Yeah.
that, it was 4 innings.
Who
And
I saw you guys are actually trying to trade right now, by the way.
yeah,
I saw he's in trade rumors. You know, the
just
one guy
send
that could
everyone
actually go.
away. Send everyone away.
But
Yeah,
this
why
is
not?
my thing is you're a year, 2 years removed from an NLCS. I feel like it wouldn't be the smartest thing right now to do a full blown explode everything, get prospects, rebuild. It doesn't make sense when you just signed Soto last year. So what I
No.
think Stearns' goal is to do a soft, not soft rebuild. I want to say like a rebrand of the team. I
Like a
feel like
retool.
yeah, just like a retool. He's gonna bring. I mean, I would assume. Like it doesn't make sense. Like you can't be a professional GM of the New York Mets and just do this for no reason. Like it doesn't make sense. Like I could give this team to a 5-year-old and they'd be able to figure it out. But better than
With
Stearns is.
unlimited money. There's no cap space. I mean, there's no ceiling. You
Yeah,
can spend
exactly. I mean,
however
you
much you
have
want.
you have you have King Steve Cohen as your owner. You could tell him, I want this guy, I want this guy, I want this guy. He'll give them to you. Like he'll give you all those guys. That's all you gotta do. So that's why I'm saying, I mean, Stearns does this all the time, and this is the thing I hate about him the most out of anything. He thinks he's a step ahead of everybody. He's a mastermind, Stearns. He makes all these moves now, and then he in his head, in his twisted mind, he thinks that by the end of the offseason, everyone's gonna look back to these moves and say, oh wow, Stearns, look what he did. Look what he turned Alonso and Diaz into. Look at these moves, which is not going to happen because he put himself so far in a hole now that it's almost impossible to come out of. You got to sign every single top free agent and trade for one of those pitchers.
No,
And
100%.
to
Yeah, go
go
ahead, Joe.
with what you were saying about Nimmo, Vin, like when he got traded, I was like, okay, Cody Bellinger will be like Nimmo's replacement. And that's not even that crazy of like a replacement. I didn't think we were getting much better with
Yeah.
Bellinger anyway. But the defense improved. The hitting was still the hitting. Alonso was always a must sign. And then today, he signs with the Baltimore Orioles at all teams. Like they have a bright future, but like no one was giving him that contract anyway. And the fact that he just went, I thought he was going to be a Red Sox because I thought that they
Yeah.
were the best
You would fit
landing
there
spot
perfectly.
for him. Like the Red Sox would have been a legit, like they already are pretty legit competitors to the Yankees and Blue Jays, but they would have been right up there. They might be the second
Yeah,
best team in
They
exactly.
the
had
AL
the
East.
same issue as us. They were going to give him 3 years too. We only gave him three. The Orioles wanted
Yeah.
to give him five. I mean, I understand it from a business perspective. Like you don't want to give Alonso 5 years. It's disaster waiting to
No,
happen.
I agree. But if you're the Mets, I feel like
You
it
have to.
doesn't, you got to just put the pride aside at that point and just be like, you know what? We cannot lose you. We have to put the fans' mindset into perspective here and understand that we didn't make the playoffs last year after signing a free agent to the biggest contract of all time and pretty much flexing it on everyone. You know, I hate to say it, but most Met fans, they were rubbing it in everyone's faces. They were saying, look at who we got. We're here. We're the big brother now. We have arrived in New York. We are better
Mhm.
than the Yankees. That was the whole talk last year. And then you got off to a pretty good start, and you had one of the worst collapses I've ever seen. And your response to that is cutting bait with the players that it wasn't their fault. It was plenty other people's faults, not Edwin Diaz, not Pete Alonso, and not Brandon Nimmo. And I get it. You want to shake it up a little bit. You want to fix the culture. You want to fix the group. And like you said, retool. I get that's the plan for Stearns. But like, just to not even attempt, like Nimmo and Diaz is okay, whatever. It's Diaz is a little like you're pissed off about it, but I feel like you can get a Suarez Miguel, you can trade for a bunch of relievers and kind of figure that out all out. You know, with all the minor leaguers that you guys have, you can put them in the bullpen and kind of staple that together, and it's not the end of the world. It sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Alonso is the one where it was like, all right, now that they're gone, this is a lock, right? Like this is the guy. Yeah, like
Mhm.
there's really no one on the mark besides maybe Schwarber that has that production. Like Bellinger's, he had a great year, but offensively, he's not going to be a Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso's a 40 home run guy every year. He
Tucker's
will,
the only one.
yeah, and the fact that you haven't even talked to them is just like, what is the plan? Where's the direction? What is going on? I really want to know. And Steve Cohen, the guy that just I mean, he's unlimited money, unlimited. He can do whatever he wants, sign whoever he wants, blank checks. Why not? Yeah, you're a Met. You're a Met. Bonds, he's coming out of retirement. Yeah, bring him on the team. Let's go. Oh, I heard Ted Williams rose from the dead. He's on the Mets. Why not? Bring them all in. Why not? Babe Ruth. Oh, he's back. He's a
Daryl
Met. You're batting
Strawberry.
fourth. Yeah, you're batting fourth tonight, buddy. Get ready. I mean, the fact that he didn't step in once to say, like, hey, we're bringing Pete back. Like, that's the guy. We can't lose him. I don't care what you believe in. Who cares? It's a first baseman. There's no run prevention at first base. He's been fine. You've had him since 2019. There's been no problems there. Obviously, he's not the best defender, but who are you going to replace him with at this point? There's no trade that you can make that's gonna, bring in a better difference maker than Pete. This is a joke.
I got a
This is
guy
a
in mind.
pathetic.
Paul Goldschmidt.
Oh.
I mean,
Like,
Paul
like
Goldschmidt is
Anthony
not
Volpe
even
replacing
real.
Lindor.
That is absolutely bonkers. I mean, like the fact that Stearns and Cohen can sit there and say, we're gonna lose Alonso to the Orioles. We're not gonna offer him a contract, not even offer him, not talk to him, not offer him, and then we're gonna settle for the 38-year-old ancient Paul Goldschmidt. I mean, this doesn't even
Keep
sound
Robert.
real. Like it's a dream. Pinch me, wake me up. I mean, this is not normal
Yeah.
anymore. This is not normal. It's the worst 2 days in New York ever, ever.
They don't offer
I don't know
Alonso,
about
but
that,
they
but
offer Schwarber 3 for 120. Like you don't offer your homegrown guy, but you give Kyle Schwarber $40 million a
yeah.
year. But he's coming off his again, he's coming off his best year. But like if they don't get Goldschmidt, what is their backup plan? Calling me out of retirement to play first base for fucking 160 games?
Oh my. I mean, I might pull up to spring training
Are
at
we
this point.
yeah, me
You know
and
what
you
I
might be
got?
competing for an opening day spot. Are we serious?
It's insanity. And it's like I don't think it's a payroll thing. I mean, unless they're lying. Unless Steve Cohen behind the scenes realized he's losing money from the Mets and they just haven't produced to the level that he expected them to. And he's kind of trying to be like, all right, let's cut ties with these guys. They're not helping, so let's figure out a way where we can save money and still put up a better, more wins at least. Maybe that's the reason. Or I don't know if this is crazy. I mean, maybe he bought the Mets literally just to build a casino in the
I
parking
I
lot
was
saw
of
this
just
Citi
gonna
Field.
say something
I
about that.
saw this.
He's too
This
busy
biggest
worrying about
con
making a
man ever.
casino than building a team that can win. That's what it is. I think that's a big thing. He's focused too much on things that he shouldn't be focusing on. Build a team, tell Stearns that you have to get this guy. Like,
Yeah.
I will give him any money. Like, I don't think a small market GM can come over to a big market and really make a good team. Like 2024, that wasn't a good team. They just got really hot. That's what
Yes.
baseball is.
And they had great chemistry.
Yeah.
And you know what? Guess what? You know who really held that team together? It was Jose Iglesias.
Yeah.
And guess what David Stern said? He didn't like his run prevention.
He was the better fielder than Lindor that year. The field he plays he was making was unreal.
It's the truth though. It's the truth. I mean, this guy, it's crazy. It's scary that he just I mean, I don't think he's a like I don't know. I really don't know because I don't want to say he's a horrible GM because I feel like Steve Cohen, King Steve Cohen would know better. He would know better. He would understand what's going on and be like, you know what? Let me step in and be like, let's lock in real quick because this is not good. The fans are upset, and you have to realize now that you've let these guys go, and there's really no end in sight for who's next and who you're going to bring in that's going to replace this production. I mean, the fans. If you're a fan, I'm not going to the stadium. They're going to raise prices on me after this. After we didn't make the playoffs, and you cut bait with the three guys that we love the most on this team. You're gonna move on from them like it's nothing and replace them with Doomsday Devon, Paul Goldschmidt, and I don't even want to know who's gonna be your left fielder. I guess you're gonna trust the farm, which is okay, but like it's a risk. It's a big risk. I mean, all the guys you called up last year weren't really good. Vientos had a horrible year. Beatty is Beatty. I don't know how much better he can get. I mean, I would imagine he has a little bit more potential to show, but like it's been a while and he's still not like at that level yet. Acuna's mid. I mean, Mauricio, does he even play? Is he even on the Mets anymore? I haven't heard a thing about him.
Third string.
Like, I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't like this. If I'm a Met fan, this is dark days ahead. I really don't see a lot of blue skies coming in, really. It feels like this is
Yeah.
scary. It's scary, but
Depends.
I don't know.
It depends. I mean, the guys are out there. I mean, if this was his whole big master plan, Stearns thinking a step ahead the whole time, then you got to go get these guys that are out there now. So I'm saying you buried yourself in a hole. Now you need every free agent that's out there. All the top guys need to be on the team within the next week, or it's over. Like you're done. Like
It's got to
you
be
won't
quick.
have a fan in the seats. You will not have a fan in the seats on
No.
opening day. That stadium will be 25% capacity most. And the people that will go to just boo Stearns the entire game. They'll just boo the team off the field the entire game. No one's going to want to go. I mean, like, this is ridiculous. We're 2 years removed from the NLCS, took the Dodgers to 6 games. Now we're back to another 10, 15, 20-year rebuild. We're actually the Jets now. We're the
Yeah.
Jets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
close to it for sure. I mean,
It's
that's rough over there too. And the way we're headed,
Yeah, we got three
uh,
wins. We're not even close to the first pick anymore.
I'd rather be a
no.
Brooklyn Cyclones fan than a New York Met fan right now. Honestly, that's how concerning it's getting over there in Queens.
No, I mean, I don't know. I'm just confused, and I feel like every Met fan that I've talked to, and thank God we're having this podcast to, get like a more of a glimpse of like the outlook of the fan base. But like I feel like most Met fans that I've talked to are in disbelief. Like this can't be real. I mean, Ron Darling, Steve Gelb's the reporter for the Mets. They're confused. They're like, what are we doing? What is happening right now? That's the major concern. We're like guys in the building that work for them, that are in the media industry for the Mets, who have glazed the Mets the last few years, especially after Cohen took over, are like, is this it? Like this is what's going on now? Like it's like that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. That's when I was really like, all right, this is scary now. This is not looking good.
Feels fake.
No, it really. I was like, I woke up at 1 o'clock. My brother comes in the front door, and he just walks right by me, and then I look down at my phone, and I'm like, oh my God, there's no way this is true. I thought it was like a fake account. Because I was like, you know what? If he leaves, it would be Boston. That would make the most sense. Go to a city like that. They're really close to winning. Obviously, they have a good young core. Like that would make the most sense. He's got the green monster. He can hit a pop up and he'll hit a home run. He'll hit 60 a year. You know? Baltimore also for him, I feel like left field, they moved the fence back.
And
You
it's
have to hit
massive
a
too.
nuke.
Massive
Yeah.
too, the fence.
Oh, like
Didn't
like
they move
he's
it back in?
They
they
moved
moved it a
it
little bit in,
slightly,
but
slightly,
yeah,
yeah.
it really did make a difference. Like if you're a righty in that ballpark, you're cooked.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
fine.
you have to hit a bomb to get it out. So I don't know. Like I guess he just wanted the money at that point, and
The
I
other,
guess he was done. He was done with the Mets.
the other thing is you're trading a bunch of homegrown guys. I mean, ever since his batting title, Jeff McNeil has been one of the worst Mets, and he's still on the team. And him and Lindor have been fighting for the past 3 years now. Like you see reports on them fighting in the locker room. Like at some point, like you gotta be like, is David Stearns nearing Woody Johnson territory? Is he? Is he? He might be. He might just be.
Oh,
He might
oh
just
man.
be.
All right, Ben, I
You got
need
to
to
give
hear
it another
your
10 years, Joe.
yeah. Ben, I need to hear this. I need to hear your response.
Well,
Let's
My,
hear it.
my response?
No, Ben, I want to hear his response to that.
well, we're Woody Johnson territory.
Yes.
I think we're past that at this point. I mean, it's getting ridiculous now. I mean, I don't. I mean, Woody Johnson hasn't really had the players to do this with, but like,
Yeah.
I'm sure if he had them, he would have done the same thing. But Stearns just let go of two great guys in the last 2 days. That's unheard of. I mean, no, I've never seen this before. And then to stack it on top of each other, Diaz goes to the Dodgers, Tucker's going to the Dodgers, Skewball's going to the Dodgers. I mean, we'll never
Dodgers.
we'll never get out of the National League ever. I mean,
No.
just pack it in. I mean, you might as well just rebuild at this point.
Yeah,
Well,
at
this
this
will.
point,
Yeah.
you made your competition better. That's part of it that a lot of people overlook too, man. Aside from just getting rid of them, you're never
Yeah.
gonna get out of the NL.
Well, it's also maybe the Mets realize too, we have no chance of competing with the Dodgers, so let's save the money now. Also, with the lockout looming, maybe they realize, all right, there might be a salary cap coming in next year, so let's kind of ease up on the payroll, and then we'll figure out whatever happens after this year. The lockout happens, maybe they do add a cap, and then the Dodgers end up getting screwed because of it, and the Mets were planning ahead, cutting ties with a lot of guys where they would have been, in a really bad spot if they do add a cap, but. I don't know. I mean, like the fact that we're in a league at this point where the two-time defending champions just got the best closer in baseball from a team that does spend money. Like they're not cheap at all, obviously. Stolen from the Mets pretty much. I saw they're interested in Kyle Tucker, who's a top five outfielder. They might actually there's rumors that they might actually trade for the number one pitcher in baseball, the number one. And
Well, I
we're
mean,
just
it's
gonna
not that
sit
hard when
here.
your five is an ace. Glasnow's borderline an ace, and he's their five. It's unbelievable. Otani's their three. Otani would be godsend just as a pitcher. Take the hitting out of it, he'd be a godsend to our organization. It'd be the best pitcher since DeGrom, and we'll never get close to that again because apparently David Stearns just doesn't care about pitching. It's
No, no.
not important anymore.
Yeah.
Don't
You
worry,
guys
Michael
went
King will
from
be our one. Michael King will be our one.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Yeah, he's healthy all the time.
Yeah.
Why not? But like again, like we were talking about this in the last video with the Mets. Like the offense wasn't the problem last time because we were talking about Nimmo and you trade for Semi and you're like, all right, whatever. Now you got to get Pete back. You might replace Nimmo with Bellinger. Yeah, yeah. Now you have a problem everywhere. Your offense is a problem. Your bullpen is a problem. Your starting staff is a problem. It went from like you needed a couple pitchers and maybe another bat, and you're fine. You'll be all right. Now it's like you need everything. You literally need everything. Like
True.
that is how do you mess that up? Like what were you doing this week? You weren't talking to anyone. You were just dumpster diving. I saw Carl Edwards. That was another guy I didn't mention in the bullpen right now for the Mets. I saw this on a Met page. I almost I almost jumped out of my house. Carl Edwards. Who? Who? Like a 34 or 35-year-old reliever, I'm pretty sure. Maybe like mid 30s that they want to convert into a starter. A
I
starter.
didn't see this.
I
Eight teams in
swear.
11 years. 8 teams in 11 years.
Oh my God.
I
There's
forgot about
Vin, you
that.
can
I
look it
forgot
up.
about that.
I'm not making this up. I saw this. This was
No,
an article,
yeah.
and the Mets are interested in turning him into a starting pitcher. I'm befuddled. Befuddled.
I don't know how they didn't learn their lesson with Clay Holmes, and I don't
Clay
even know.
Holmes it wasn't bad last year though. That's the thing. Like he worked out a little bit,
He was
but the
good. Yeah.
whole rotation blew up at the end. That's
Yeah.
what when Griffin Canning went down.
That somehow was like holding your rotation together. The second
Yeah,
he blows out his leg,
yeah.
it's over. Like, how does that
Over.
happen? Griffin Canning. I mean,
Career
it's
4 ERA pitcher.
yeah, no,
Stearns
it's ridiculous.
absolutely glitched. He might have been on an acid trip.
This week, yeah, he might have went out to Disney. Someone drugged him, maybe, and he just has been faded this whole week.
Maybe
Faded.
overdose on adrenochrome. I don't
The
know.
smile hasn't come off his face, so I don't put it past him. I mean,
Yeah, maybe he's just geeked. He's just been geeked for the last 5 days, tripping on acid, interviewing with people like, yeah, oh yeah, I love the off season. Let's go. Oh, I love the prospects. Pete Alonso, he's on our team? Really? I mean,
Whatever he's taking,
not
I need.
anymore.
yeah, I mean, this is just like, oh man,
He might wake
I
up
want to
tomorrow and
feel
be like,
bad,
"Wait,
but
I traded Pete. I let Pete go.
Pete left? No.
Diaz still."
I traded Nimmo. I forgot. Oh.
what
Jesus.
a nightmare. What a nightmare. But
All right, guys. Well, that was the raw reaction to a pretty hectic day when it comes to the Mets. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you, Vin. Thank you, Joe. And we'll see you next time.